Only dude in the house here. So I'm getting prepped for a men's wild game dinner tonight, and I wanted to bring a couple different things. One, I wanted to do sliders using venison meat and a little bit of pork, but also wanted to make some venison jerky. So on this video, I'm going to show you guys how to easily, if you have a smoker, whether it's pellet or not, this is really simple, just an easy way to make jerky out of your ground venison. Just simple ingredients and just really easy. Okay, so last night I went ahead and got the meat prepped, and what I did is I just take the venison meat and man, it smells good. And some Worcestershire sauce. And then I like to use, I mean, you can use whatever ingredients you want, but one of these I made out of the Bearded Butcher's Chipotle seasoning, and the other one I'm making out of their Hollywood seasoning. So Chipotle obviously has got a little bit more kick to it. The Hollywood has a tiny kick to it, but a little bit of a sweet blend. So one is the Chipotle, the other is that Hollywood blend. So first, what you want to do is take those covers off. We're going to set one of these aside. And I like to use parchment paper for doing this. It's really simple, so that way it doesn't stick to your table. But what you want to do is you want to take this, you want to put it on the parchment paper, and I'll show you in just a second. And you want to flatten this thing out so that you can lay it on your racks. Now, I'm not going to put these trays and the cookie trays in the smoker. I'm just going to lay the racks. They're kind of like a silicone type flimsy rack. And so to try to carry those around, getting them out the smoker, it just doesn't make it easy. So having a cookie tray underneath them makes it easier. So let me show you what I got going on here. All right, so I'm just going to take, because this parchment paper pretty much takes up the space of the tray. So I'm just going to line these up and use this. And one is because that way it doesn't stick to the parchment paper when I start kneading this out. And again, it won't stick to the table, and it makes it easier just to be able to lift it. Now, unless you like to have smelly hands once you're done doing this, I recommend just using some type of rubber gloves or something to be able to work with this. So that way you can take them off whenever you want to. You're not constantly washing your hands, going between meat and touching other stuff. You know, things happen. You got to get up, got to go answer the door, you know, check your phone, push the button on the phone, stuff like that. And I try to get some cheap ones. You can go to Walmart, you can go to any kind of local grocery. These I think I actually got at Hobo Freight, and because they were kind of cheap. So anyway, so lay this out here like that. You got to knead this out. You kind of want to knead it out into kind of a square. You can actually roll it out with something else. You don't have to do it by hand like I'm doing right now, but I choose to do it by hand just because I like to get my hands into this stuff. And so just press it down. You don't want it super thick because you want to be able to, apologize for the squeaky table. You don't want to have it too thick, but you don't want to have too thin. You want to make it just kind of, I don't know, I think right about quarter, at least, I'd say probably 3/4 to a half an inch is about where you want it. It doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to cut these up into strips when you're done anyways. Boy, this smells good. That Worcestershire sauce, or however way you say it. I don't know if anybody really knows how it's called, what it's called. Worcestershire, I don't know. Worcestershire sauce. Okay, so the next bowl. And these are the same amount of meat. I know it looks like two different bowls. Maybe you thought maybe there's more of one than the other. I think I'm gonna knead this with my hand just a little bit more, make it a little more pliable. Make sure it's really stuck together. And last, it's always good to let this kind of sit and marinate a little bit overnight. You can just put it together. It only took me probably like maybe at the most 5 minutes. I've made venison jerky before using like the round meat or something. I try not to use my back straps. That's you only get so much of that, and it goes very quickly in my house. I love venison backstrap. I keep it really simple when I do the venison backstrap, and I know we're talking about beef venison jerky right now and what I'm making, but while I'm kneading this down, I thought I'd just kind of tell you what some of the other stuff I do. Spice that I like to use is you can buy it in some local grocery stores. I think it's honeysuckle, maybe is what the name of the brand is, but it's like a brisket spice that you would use if you were doing like a beef brisket. And it's just, I use it on burgers, I've used it on so many different things. It just has a kind of a salt and pepper flavor with some other ingredients in there, maybe some garlic and onion and whatever else is in there. And it just really kind of put some flavor on it without changing the flavor of the venison. Because that's what a lot of people like to just add so much to their venison and marinate it, which when I first started getting into it, I did the same thing. I do like a vinegar, red wine vinegar marinade with some other ingredients in it, Italian dressing, different things like that. And it's good. It really is. It's really good. It's not like it's bad, but it just really takes away the flavor of that meat. And then I get my grill started. And then what I do is I melt butter. Then add some Worcestershire sauce to the butter and some more of that seasoning. And all I do is I throw that on the grill. I throw it over on one side, let it cook so that kind of sears it. So when I go to put the butter on, I'm putting the butter on basically a cooked side. So I'll just throw it right on the way it is. It's already seasoned. Throw it on the grill. Let it sear. As soon as it sears, flip it over. Let the other side sear. And baste that melted butter, Worcestershire sauce, and a little bit of that extra seasoning right on top of the backstrap. And then I just let that cook for a couple minutes or so, maybe just a minute. Flip it over, do the same thing on the other side. And then like every minute, because these are I keep them in fillets. I don't butterfly them, nothing. I keep them fillets. They're probably about an inch, maybe an inch and a half thick in the center, depending on how it's butchered. And I make them just a fillet, just that big. And as I keep flipping it over, I'm trying to reach a temperature of about 140 degrees because I like mine a little bit more pink. You gotta have pink in it. If you overcook venison, it's dry. It just doesn't taste good. But adding that butter, that melted butter, basting it on there every time you flip it over, it just soaks in that butter. And I'm telling you what, it makes it super, super juicy. All right, so I've got both of my venison kind of laid out. Not a whole lot here because I might strip these into smaller because this is more of an appetizer. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of bring you in, let you kind of see what I've done a little bit closer, and then I'm going to transfer these over to our rack. And then all we got to do is set them on the smoker. Now, you could strip these up if you wanted to now and put them on the racks. I prefer to keep them whole and then go ahead and strip them up just using like a pizza cutter or something as I take them off of the smoker. Okay, so as you can see, these are maybe a finger width thickness. So we probably got maybe a 5 by 6 piece of meat on both of these. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to move it over onto these racks so that they and I bought these. These are specifically you can get them on Amazon. They're specifically for making jerky on a smoker. I've tried it in other ways and it worked. I've tried them laying right on the racks on the smoker and it's worked. But this is the best way to be able to do it. All right, so I'm cooking on a Traeger pellet grill. And what you want to do, this is a cheaper model. What you want to do is you want to set this to the smoke, which typically gets up to probably about 165. So you want to cook this at 165, You want to cook it for 2 hours. And then you're going to bring that temperature up just a little bit and cook it for another couple hours until you get in about a temperature of 165 internal. I just wanted to get that started and let that warm up. It's a lot colder out today. It's really nice. The sun is out, but I think the temperature right now is about 34, 35 degrees outside. So that's going to make this a little bit more tougher. Probably take a little bit longer to cook. All right, so I got the jerky on, and it took me a little bit, but I was finally able to get the smoker to the temperature that I needed, because like I said, it's 35, roughly 35, probably less in underneath this overhang, and it's on the north side of the house, so that doesn't help either, but it's definitely on. Here's what we got going on. All right, so I got it down. I got it to about 172, so that's about where I want it to be inside there. They're on. I don't want to leave this open for very long. You see it's smoking, and so we're gonna let that go for a couple hours. Here in the next 30 minutes or so, I'm gonna make sure that this thing's still working, because it shut off on me a little bit ago, like it was ran out of pellets or something. But I want to make sure it's gonna continue on, because I gotta let it sit there for a couple hours. Run to Walmart, get some stuff that I need for making my sliders. So we'll come back here in a little bit and see how this looks. All right, just got back from the store. It's been roughly 2 hours. Let's take a look and see how this jerky's turning out. Yeah, it's starting to dry out really good. So now it's time to turn this up. Just up one notch. And let that sucker really dry out and get done. We'll check back on it here in about another couple hours. All right, the jerky is just about done. I actually pulled one off. This one's got a little bit more time to go, but the other one is good. But here's the one I took off. I've already cut it up, and I've already tried it. I still got some in my mouth. It's pretty good. So as you can see, you just cut them up into small pieces, and you know, they'll turn out and they kind of look like that. And pretty good. So there you have it. That's how you make jerky on the smoker. Real simple. If you got a Saturday and you got some meat, you can do this with beef. You don't have to do it with just venison. Do it with whatever you want. Any spices you have. Bam. Just a simple snack. Now I will tell you, you will need to refrigerate this, because it has no nitrates or any type of preservative of that kind in it. So there is a time that you have to keep on this. So you don't want to make a bunch of it unless you know you're going to be giving it away or eating a lot of it, because it will spoil a lot quicker than your regular beef jerky. So that's going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Click and subscribe if you haven't already. I would like to get some more subscribers. I'm almost at 200. Would love to see get quite a few more. And let me know how you like this content. If there's something else that you would be interested in. These are the things that I love. I love old vehicles. I love God. I love in church. I love my school, which I get to be around godly people. I love to eat. I love to cook meat. I have a passion for all these things, and so I like to do a little bit of everything, plus all the activities that my family and I do together. But just let me know in the comments below what you think, and if you want some other content or you're content with what I'm doing and it looks good, fine. But share this with others, and hopefully we get the word out that I'm trying to put some quality content out there. Click like if you do like this video, and we'll catch you on the next one.